Lil Wayne's only a couple years older than J. Cole, Kendrick, and Drake.
I think
He's like
J. Cole is
39.
actually, it's kind of mind-blowing. J. Cole is older than Lil Wayne, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, he's older than him.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. That's just like a testament to how great Lil Wayne was for how long he is.
Yeah, I'm Samuel Sarfo.
I'm Adam Dash.
Welcome to the SoundCentric podcast. Guys, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate all the love. Make sure you like and subscribe. Check out the website. We've been writing incredible articles. Adam has a lot of things cooking up, really about to come up, and it's a really great article. So make sure you guys check that out. Utilize our whole platform because we work hard on it. But Adam, man, I haven't seen you in a while. Obviously, been grinding on the writing, but now we're back on the pod. What is your playlist header, and what is your song of the week?
I mean, you see the color of my shirt. You see what it says on this, Philadelphia Eagles. Man, I was about to throw up yesterday before that game started. And I think I might cry right now thinking about it, that my team is coming back to the Super Bowl. So playlist title, Fly Eagles Fly. Okay. Song, we'll go different than Dreams and Nightmares. We'll go Philadelphia.
Okay, that's actually
for the love of the city. Actually, it was like the greatest time of my life. My friends were saying that we have a Mickey Mouse route to the Super Bowl. I don't care. I just want a ring.
Give us the trophy. Give us that ring.
I got one ring. I want two more. I want one more ring. The Phillies lost the World Series early in the year, so Philadelphia, we deserve a win. I'm
only rooting for Philly only because I have a lot of friends. Actually, you met Joey Richeza too. I have a lot of friends from Jersey, and like the Cincy area. For some reason, they're Philly fans too. So I'm rooting for them to win, but in reality, I was rooting for the Bengals because they're an Ohio team. I want to see Ohio thrive.
Hey, Joey Burrow is the coolest man on earth,
and that's what they say, bro.
And he's a Buckeye.
I mean, I won't even consider him a Buckeye. He was there for how many seasons? Just one, half.
He graduated from Ohio State. He was there for 3 years. Yeah, he left. He's like a graduate student on LSU.
I don't get how that works.
I don't know either, because now you can transfer with the transfer portal, but back then, you had to be a graduate to just transfer. So he graduated from Ohio State and left.
All I hear is finessing the system. That's all I hear.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do. But yes, that was the best day of my life yesterday. Yeah. And hopefully it'll be better in 2 weeks.
Hey, I'm wishing y'all luck. And that Rihanna halftime.
Probably won't be listening.
What do you mean you won't be listening?
Like, I'm gonna be too focused on like the game and like on Twitter. It's not like some new music.
Don't let the Riri fans hear that, man.
It's gonna be Umbrella. She's gonna be playing Umbrella.
Hey, man, I'm excited.
Old classics.
I'm excited for it.
What is your playlist name? Yeah. What is your playlist title?
For me, I just finished watching Reservoir Dogs yesterday by Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah. So I watched it in winter break for the first time.
Was it on Netflix?
No, I rented it.
Oh, okay. I was waiting for it to go on like Netflix or something so I could watch it.
Yeah.
Amazing movie. So my headlining song is going to be called Reservoir Dogs. And then the song is going to be Hustler's Ambition, 50 Cent. That song gets me going. I was bumping that in the gym. Absolutely real hustling music. Shout out to my boy 50.
Yeah.
Yeah, sir.
Yeah, that movie, and like his dialogue is just really, really good. Oh, yeah. And I don't want to sound like some like film snob, but me and my friends, what were we just watching? We were watching In Time, the Justin Timberlake movie, and it was like a cool concept, but I'm like, this acting, like, it's just this is awful. And this writing, it's not like how people talk. And Tarantino's really good at like talking, like when they're at the diner scene and they're all like joking around, being really offensive, but they're all joking around. Yep. It's like you're watching a friend group actually having a real conversation. It's a cool movie.
Even the action scenes are incredible, man. Like the shit out with the cops. I said, my God, bro, he tagged them officers. That's crazy.
Yeah. And then speaking of your gym music, is 50 Cent your guy at the gym?
He is my guy at the gym. You already know. He gets me going.
Recently, it's been Hove for me. I was doing the whole Black album yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
That's my favorite album by Jay.
I agree. It's so good.
Oh, yeah.
Like, every beat. He just rap. I've never been the hugest Blueprint. Like, not that it's not good, but like, I've always been Black Album and Reasonable Doubt over Blueprint.
Over Blueprint? I can honestly pick any of the three in any order, but
yeah, I don't think it's a wrong choice, just my choice.
Yeah, Black Album's for sure number one. And Allure is my all-time favorite Hove song.
Yeah, we agree on something.
Real taste out here, man. Get hip.
Bro, that's the I've always wanted to sample that song because when Pharrell's singing, he goes, it's so high, yo. He sounds like he's saying it's Ohio and not I'm so high, yo. So if someone wanted to make like an Ohio anthem, they could sample that. Like, it's so high.
I said that, but now some might steal your idea. You got to patent that.
Honestly, if someone makes it like really cool, I'll just feel proud that I gave the idea.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how well I would have executed that.
One incredible guy, guys. You hear this? You hear this over here?
I just like giving to the culture that gave me so much.
But yo, let's get to it, man. We got a lot of good stuff to talk about, starting with Coachella. They finally announced their headlining artists who will start. BTS. No, I'm tweaking. Blackpink, Frank Ocean, and then who else am I missing? Bad Bunny, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's good headliners. You can't get better than Frank Ocean.
Yep.
Doesn't mean an album's coming. It does not, and don't think it is, because you're gonna set yourself up for disappointment.
I think it has to be, right? Because Coachella's what, in April? So April, May, something like that. Yeah.
I just know better to set myself up for disappointment like that.
But why would he not drop an album before Coachella? That's like the worst marketing move ever.
Why would he? He doesn't care. He makes like jewelry. He makes jewelry.
He makes jewelry.
I won't say what type of jewelry, but it's a very specific type, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's sexual. But I'm excited. The rest of the list is not that good.
Yeah.
Right? I was looking at overall, it. I don't remember it.
I'm not going to lie. Overall, it was all right. I'm not going to say it was the most exciting. I mean, I'm not to diss these artists either way. All these artists are great, but
yeah. But when you drop the bag on Frank Ocean, I think it's hard to like really go get some. I'm looking at the second line right now. Are the Suicide Boys a second line act?
I was excited to see them there because they've been rising from an underground scene, but it's still like the fact that they're
like,
I see what you're saying.
The second line, like, come on,
come on,
bro. Metro Booming's great, but he's a producer. What is he doing?
That's what I was saying. If I guess he's a DJ. I don't know.
Yeah,
hey, don't be shitting these artists, bro. This is the time of their life.
They're great. Like Dominic Fike is a big artist, but I don't know if he's relatively. I don't know. He's a second headliner.
I will say, artist. I agree with the thing with where you're like you're looking at the second lines and you're saying, okay, these aren't technically second liner artists. Yeah. I get you, but I will say this is not the best Coachella out, but I think I'm really just overall excited for Frank Ocean. I'm gonna expect an album. Like how you're not gonna drop an album. Yeah. I know he wasn't dropping an album because of the passing of his younger brother, which was obviously tragic. But hopefully, he's in a better place now. He can hopefully just release some music, man. It's been too long.
Right. I mean, I don't know if maybe he's just really unhappy making music. But my thought process is if I was in that situation, if you want to look back at your career, that's kind of what J. Cole did recently, where he said, I'm really not going to work with anyone. I'm just going to keep making these albums with no features. He's like, nah, I'm going to do this shit. And he starts jumping on everyone's songs. Now he's having so much more fun, it seems like, than before. So you really want to look back in your career and you had 2 albums come out, 3 if you can include like the Endless one or whatever it's called that he used to get out of his deal.
Yeah.
I feel like you'd want to have a bigger catalog to look at after.
Again, it's tough. It's tough because obviously you want to drop selective hits. You also don't want to mess up. Like, you know what I mean? You want to keep the discog perfect.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man.
I don't know if someone like that thinks that. Like, I don't think he cares what other people think because if you listen to Blonde, it's not a typical album. Like, it's really stripped back and weird.
Yeah.
And it worked out because it's Frank Ocean. He did so well. So I don't think he's the type of guy who says I need to go out and make hits. Like, he's not a pop singer.
Not more so hits, but just I guess he's not in a rush to drop something if he doesn't feel like dropping. You know what I mean? It has to be really true to him, impactful, et cetera, et cetera. He won't be dropping or fumbling the bag. And when you drop too much, you can drop the bag.
Hey, let's just say there's a healthy medium in between dropping too much and taking 5+ years between albums.
Okay, say that. That's what I'm saying.
I think you can do 3 years. This is a. Not like he has so. What does he do day to day? I can't imagine.
I don't know. That's what everyone says about artists, but people forget like they got lives too. Like,
how many times are you gonna mix this one song?
I mean, he probably has a lot of stack.
He's tons. Yeah. My friend has a whole pop album that's from the early 2010s that he's downloaded that he loves.
Back from the mixtape days.
Yeah, it's an unreleased album that he wanted to make like pop music.
Yeah,
it's like way poppier. I don't like him like that. I like him over these stripped back stuff.
Really?
I'm sure, knowing Frank Ocean, he'll do some crazy ass shit for this album.
And I'm hopefully it drops soon. Hopefully it drops during or before that time of Coachella. I mean, he better. It's great marketing. I mean, why not? Same thing with Rihanna. Like, you might as well drop an album.
And she's not going to.
Yeah, she's not. It's almost February. Yeah.
I think it's coming out. It's in 2 weeks, so it's either coming out this.
It's not.
It's not coming out.
It's not coming out. Okay, we hate y'all guys. Okay.
She's got the baby though, I guess.
Yeah, I guess she has a family. Whatever. Another big news too, Grammys are coming up really soon, and they actually announced the performers who are coming. A lot of big names. It's kind of funny because over the years, the Grammys have gone down in viewership, same as the Oscars, but now they really pulled the big guns. Rumor has it that Jay-Z and Beyonce are going to perform. They said Harry Styles is
I
going to
didn't see that.
perform, Bad Bunny, Steve Lacy, Mary J. Blige. Like, they got the big
Lit.
guns. So I'm
I
excited to see
mean,
Hov.
respect. I definitely was disappointed at the rap album. I wrote a whole article on that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like if you even ask Jack Harlow, I think you put like certain artists in a weird situation.
Mhm.
It's like when you had Macklemore win, even though like it's a good album,
There you go.
Macklemore's album, and
Thank you.
it had good songs, like
Mhm.
cultural hits, like Thrift Shop and stuff.
Mhm.
But when you guys make him win, you know you were setting him up to like
Yeah.
get trashed on. And who was picking Jack Harlow's album?
The Grammys definitely won't. They won't. They know better. It's gonna be Kendrick by default. I mean, it's obviously between Kendrick and Pusha T, but they're gonna give it to Kendrick because I'm not saying one is better than the other, but Kendrick is obviously the favorite because he is a Grammy favorite.
And
so
I am saying one is better than the other, and it should be
Pusha.
Pusha T. Yuck.
They're so different.
Also, they would get a lot of. I know they probably don't think about it this way, but they would get a lot of respect. I think if they gave Pusha T a Grammy.
I feel like it kind of passed. I feel like Daytona was the time that should have been his.
No, I agree, but I mean, like coke rap wise, like legitimizing that genre of hip hop would be sick. Imagine the albums we'd get for the next couple of years.
So I think the Grammys will put in a coke rap.
Yeah,
category.
I mean, Freddie Gibbs also got nominated. They started respecting it way more. I mean, Freddie Gibbs has gotten nominated, but hey, maybe they'll start nominating these Griselda boys and showing them respect for what they've been doing.
Yeah.
And who else was nominated? So Future was nominated for that. Kendrick, Push.
But it wasn't bad, but it just was it's just underwhelming. You know what
Gunna,
I mean?
I think.
Oh, yeah, for Pushing P, that was ridiculous. I'm sorry. I mean, I get it was a meme, but there's no way it should be the best rap song.
Yeah. I like the album. I'm not like the biggest trap fan. I like Metro Boomin was my favorite trap album of the year. Wasn't even nominated, or wasn't even in the time span to get nominated. But like, I guess you have to represent the different genres of hip hop since there's so many different subgenres within it. I don't know. I would have gone Gunna, but Future I guess had a huge hit song on his album, so I guess you have to show him respect. Once again, not the biggest Future guy. Besides the song Superhero, that's my shit.
Yeah, Superhero goes crazy again. Come on, our boy. Crazy. Was it from the boys? That's come on now. But another thing came out. This was a really hot take. It was with Shaq and Jamal Crawford. I don't know what like podcast they were speaking on, but it was between who had the most impact, Eminem or Jay-Z. And then Jamal Crawford said, "In my top 5, the dominance outweighs the numbers. You cannot change the game and say this person has more points than me. He is better. It's beyond that. Jay-Z's effect on hip hop is bigger than any sales Eminem will have. That's just how it goes." What do you think about that? Who do you think is bigger? What do you think? What do you think about that, man?
I think it's first off one of those questions where there's no wrong answer unless you go really hard in one direction and you completely trash the other direction. If you're a big Eminem hater, you can't ask J. Cole, Kendrick what they think of Eminem. Like let's look up J. Cole's first song on YouTube and he sounds like Eminem.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to in any way trash Eminem. He might be my choice. I don't really know because I don't know if rappers try to rap like Jay-Z, but his persona of like dropping business gems in his music was very influential in hip hop because I think people try to be like a CEO like him. But on the other hand, the greats of our generation all love. I think every young kid that's around my age and older has gone through that Eminem phase, especially when you're younger because you love like the crudeness and vulgarness of it, and you love how he's rapping and you try to rap like Eminem. And I think people get it mixed up. They think it's just a bunch of white suburban kids who like Eminem.
Yep.
And I think maybe it's because the recent albums aren't good and he gets a little too much hate for it. But Eminem they got to give him respect for his influence because it's crazy.
Yeah. And the biggest thing I want to emphasize here is there's technically no right or wrong answer. I don't even think this is even measurable at all because that's like saying who's more impactful, LeBron James or Michael Jordan. I guess you might be say Jordan, but even so, they're just so big. It's just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I just hate the fact that people are trying to act like, oh my God, Jay-Z blows Eminem, watches Eminem. It's not even close. They're not in the same league. When Eminem not only pushed hip hop forward in the mainstream, also creating his own lane, not being taken seriously, like not being taken as, oh, I'm hard, I'm a gangster like this. He wasn't selling drugs. He made his own comedic, deep, tough, vulnerable rap that was completely different from everyone else's. Name me a rapper who's making without me and stuff like that and making that impactful wave. Not to mention Eminem is worldwide huge. His numbers worldwide are humongous and also pushing rap
number
to
one
the
selling
world.
artist
Literally.
of all time.
That's what I'm saying. So with that alone, his impact is all the way up there. Ho, for me, his music is great, but I think it's less of his music and more of who he is. Like you said, him being a businessman, him owning his masters and creating his own record label, becoming a billionaire, bringing people out like Kanye. So it's hand in hand, but people need to relax with all that hate. I think Eminem gets the stiff only because he's white. Like I swear, if Eminem was black, people will not be saying shit. Like there's so many GOATs, legends, right, who drop albums to this day. We don't hear nobody talk about him at all. Even if they're horrific, no one says a word. But Eminem could drop a 6 album or 6, 7, or 5, and everyone's like, okay, he's over. He's not top 10 anymore. It's like, bruh, like, where's this coming from?
Yeah, and if the argument is like Jay-Z brought Kanye, I mean, Eminem helped bring 50 Cent.
Yeah.
Not that 50, like I'm sure 50 Cent would have found his way, even though after he got dropped from the label. But hey, he helped produce and help create one of the greatest first albums of all time. So he has that under his belt. When you ask 50 will say he gave him his whole career.
Yeah.
Like he's very thankful for Eminem.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not going to say in any way Eminem created storytelling in hip-hop or using different voices or creating personas. He definitely made it cool.
Oh, yeah.
He definitely inspired a whole tradition of rappers who want to do storytelling and rapping from different perspectives, using their voice. I don't know if Kendrick Lamar is using his voice like that if you didn't love Eminem when he was growing up.
Exactly. So I don't know I don't know what Jamal was on. Honestly, just say he's white. You don't like him. Just keep it a buck and stop wasting our time.
Yeah.
But Eminem and Jay-Z, they've been living legends, and even now, I know me and Adam, we got to a bit of a debate, and it's just about where hip hop was heading, the direction it was heading, and also who's coming up in the new school of rap. This basically started when Adam sent me a complex of all the producers of the year that they selected throughout the years. I think it started from like the 70s, right, or 80s?
Yeah, from the first year of hip-hop, so 1973 or some shit.
And I was excited when I looked through it. But then I told Adam, to be honest, from now on, I don't think I can be excited about Complex's selections, only because where are they going to go from here? If you look at the mainstream producers from back then, there was an array, right? You had Timbaland, Swiss, Dre, Primo, so many, right? Now, if you look at the mainstream now, and again, maybe because trap is the number one scene right now, and listen, you can call me an old head, but let me continue, right?
I will.
If you look at the mainstream of rap, it's literally just Wheezy, Pierre Bourne, Metro Boomin, and then who else is in the mainstream? It's kind of, they're all the same, and there's a lack of diversity. But the biggest argument I have with that is, I just feel like there's a lack of a new presence within hip hop. Again, if you look throughout the years, right, you had so many people coming up, whether that was through the 90s, Snoop Dre, Nas to Eminem, Jay, Wayne, Kanye, then you had Drake, Kenny, and Cole. No one's been coming up. The fact that everyone, these big three are in their 30s, 40s, and they are out competing the new school, that's a little bit of concern because it feels like it's almost like a drought. Where's the new school coming up from here and where are we going to go from here?
Yeah. I think there's a lot of different parts to it. First, we weren't alive in the 90s to have been around what their conversations were. So I think it's easy now. I know Dr. Dre was a legend in the 80s and 90s, but it might be easier now to give him so much respect. Like, I don't know how much respect these producers were getting then. I don't know. I'm
They're
sure people
mainstream, my guy. They were huge. If you went to a random white suburban place at that time, you said, name me some hip-hop producers. They can name you all of them because they're all front and center, right?
I think that's also part of hip-hop's evolution, where in the 80s and 90s, the producer was the first name in the group. It was DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. And it was I'm blanking. Who's with Rakim?
Who? Eric B? God damn.
Eric B and Rakim. Even though the MC was more famous, the producer got a lot of credit back then. And now I think there was a little slump of where the rapper was getting so much credit for everything they do. And people were mad about that because they're saying that these rappers aren't even rapping about stuff. But now we're seeing the return of the collab album.
Yep.
And I think that's what's going to maybe create some more famous producers. That's why Complex listed Metro Boomin as number 1 this year. And I think that's why Alchemist won the year before. And that's why Madlib won the year before that. I think that's the key. If you're a producer now, you find an artist that you truly believe in and set up shop together, make an album, and that's how you can be a top player. In response to why is there not a new rising star in hip-hop, could have to do with the oversaturated amount of artists we have today, and it's really hard for one guy just to rise. We're seeing hip-hop age life you can rap till you're older now.
Mhm.
Back then, no one wanted to hear some 35-year-old guy kick it. And now Drake can still rap about being lesbian and stuff and making hit songs. And J. Cole and I mean, these guys, it's low-key that like Lil Wayne's only a couple years older than J. Cole and Kendrick and Drake.
I think J. Cole is actually, it's kind of mind-blowing. J. Cole is older than Lil Wayne, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, he's older than him.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. That's just like a testament to how great Lil Wayne is for how long he is. But yeah, these rappers have extended age life, extended shelf life for their careers. And who would people say is like the lower tier? Like Travis Scott, who hasn't dropped an album in a while. He's going to come back. For all we know, he drops another crazy album, and we're like, oh, it's his turn. Like he's the fourth person in that list. Who else would we name? I guess Future.
I don't know. Yeah.
I'm not.
Future. Okay.
I think it's hard because we're both not incredibly into the subgenre of trap. But you have to give respect to Future for over a decade. Has been one of the number one selling artists. And it sucks that artists like Joey Badass, who was given the torch to be the next part of New York rap, kind of fumbled the bag due to his own self.
Yeah. And even with Cordae, he had the baton for a little bit, and then you know what happened with that. Yeah. Still lovely though, but yeah.
Yeah, and he seems to be really conscious about the failures of his last album. Not fail because it still did really well, and it was a good album. But he said, I think he tweeted, I was in the car and I listened to like The Lost Boy, and then the other one. He's like, yeah, The Lost Boy was better.
Yeah.
And it's going to take expanding his box because he's Chance the Rapper J. Cole,
yeah,
which is not a problem because I love Chance the Rapper and I love J. Cole. But for me to say I love Cordae, you have to do something, I guess, a little different, but it's hard. I don't want to clown him because I rap like I'm J. Cole, or I try to at least. But yeah, it's hard to become a new star in hip-hop these days.
Yeah, and that's what I fear because this happened with rock and roll. Like rock and roll was the biggest genre, and then it got essentially too big, and then it just fell off from there, essentially. When I look at hip-hop, this is the first time we've ever had a drought. Like, when an artist gets old, there's automatically someone else coming up who is big and making waves. But this is really the first time in hip-hop where there isn't.
The big dogs keep dropping.
Yeah.
And I know you're saying we're on a drought, but we just had debatably the greatest year in hip-hop in the last 10 years this past year.
Say 10 years, relax.
Like it was
10 years, you said relax.
Bro, it was crazy. Look at everyone dropped. Every big artist I could have asked for dropped.
You're right. I'm tweaking.
And they dropped great albums. It's just there's so many genres in rap now that there's a different sector for each person. So I think it's hard for one person to shine above the rest nowadays. Because now you can find what you want. If you want that New York rap, you got your Griselda boys. And if you want your Southern rap, you go to Future, you go to you go JID, you go to Smino, people with like them thick accents.
Yeah, that's
you want your West Coast rap, go to Kendrick, go to YG. It's like you have everything you could possibly want. It's just hard because I don't think the whole nation is going to agree on one type of rap.
Yeah.
Besides Drake, Kendrick, and Cole for now.
And that's the beautiful thing, man. Like you said, there's so many different genres. This is the first time really where hip hop has expanded. Where you can you can listen to Kendrick, to Griselda, to Playboy Cardi. It's crazy, you know what I mean? And that's a good thing as well. I'm not gonna say it's a bad thing, but it's just like you said, the oversaturation. And man, you know, you never know, man. I don't know. I'm a little bit scared, but I'm hoping everything pulls through.
And we also refer to like any artist who's a rap artist who makes a new wave of music is still a rap artist. So even Tyler got mad when Igor was labeled like hip hop album of the year because he's like, I didn't make a hip hop album.
Yeah.
And we're gonna talk about Lil Yachty's new album. Curious what genre they classify it as. It's not rap.
Yeah.
But it might be looked at under the rap microscope because he was a rapper.
Yep.
And that's kind of like the culture he started himself. But it's cool. Hip hop is the defining music genre.
Yeah.
And pop music today is hip hop music. And fuck you have Ariana Grande with the song 7 Rings or whatever. Like that she made a rap song.
Yeah, okay, that's facts. Low key. The style is seeping into other genres for sure.
Yeah. Everyone wants to flex. Talk their stuff and then maybe because hip hop's melodic now, so now you can be a singer and like talk your shit.
Yeah, well let's dive into that Yachty album. Not a lot dropped this week, but you know I had my friend text me. My boy just says like, "Yo, you gotta listen to this Yachty album. It's crazy. It's amazing." For your question, Apple Music classified it as alternative, and then when I listened to it, I'm like, this is kind of like psycho rock almost or psych rock, psychedelic rock. And then just sort of was like, yeah, it is psychedelic rock. But the thing is, I don't know, man. The way he was gassing him up, and it seems like the response for this album is everyone's like you said, oh my God, Jesus has risen. This is the greatest album ever. And it's like, this is the first time Yachty has taken, I'll say, his music career very, very seriously. Before, again, he even said word for word on a platform he was on that he was tired of being the mumble rapper, the meme rapper, the goofy rapper. He wanted to take this serious and make something for real because he loves music, and he did it. And honestly, I listened to the album, and it was great, but it's just, I feel like it's offensive to artists who are making that exact same genre better, and then some guy hops in and it's like, oh, it's amazing now. I remember when Kanye dropped, what was it, Donda? Donda, and it was the best gospel album of the year, and all the gospel artists are like, what the hell?
Yeah, what the fuck? So I feel that. I saw someone tweet in response, because Yachty was saying, I don't want to be looked at as a mumble rapper. Like, I want people to look at me as a good artist. And someone wrote, so rap better. Because like he's not that good of a rapper. Yeah. Let's be honest. And I feel you, because the same way that Drake was getting praised for his dance album, dance is that the dance house music album, and it's kind of disrespectful to the artists who have done that their entire life. And I don't want to clown artists for trying different genres. Like, definitely go for it. And I don't think people are praising this as the best psychedelic rock album ever, but there is a thing to that when like they get nominated for albums. That, say Drake hypothetically won like House Album of the Year. The house community would probably be pissed because they're like, this guy really just like jumped and dipped his foot in this genre, see what it is. But it was a good album. It was really cool. He's definitely getting respect for his production, and he had production on Drake's album, and him and Drake seem to be great friends now, which is like funny. And I was like, good for him. People are praising it like it's the best album of the year. I don't know. It was a cool listen. I was hungover when I listened to it on a Friday morning. Yeah, it was cool. I was like, congrats. I don't want to clown him for getting praise, because like that's awesome to see that it's hard to be relevant in rap for this long. Yeah, and that people don't remember that Double XL list was clowned. People hated that list. And I personally used that famous cipher. That like everyone says is the best cipher now. I used to listen to it because I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I know. You're not lying. It's probably the greatest Double XL cipher of all time. I remember when it first dropped, I hated it, and I just didn't know. I wasn't hip yet.
Bro, I thought it was hilarious. 21 Savage like forgot a line in the middle of the thing. I sent my bitch to the store because I ran out of. It was hilarious. And now you look back on that, it's like, was that the best Double XL list ever?
It was. I mean, it
bro,
was.
The only person who's not around anymore is Designer, who's on that list. It's crazy. And I guess Lil Dicky, but like he's on to other things. Yeah, what he's doing.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Pack on there.
I agree. I think that was the greatest Double XL, because they are now all leaders in their lane right now.
Bro, it's wild. And people, I don't think we respect longevity anymore. The fact that Lil Yachty making the brand of hip hop that he made, which isn't highly respected, to make an album that's now getting respected, he just made his life, his like hip hop life go 5 years at least. He just extended it.
So
until he makes the next album.
What's the difference between Lil Yachty doing this and MGK switching to rock and everyone literally throwing bananas at this man? Because like I don't see, there's no difference at all. What's the difference?
I think it was executed better, personally. Okay. I don't fuck with
marketing wise, image wise.
No, I think MGK just like the way he looks and talks. He's just, and I don't mean way he looks like a white person. I'm talking the way he looks as a white lanky guy with tattoos on. He looks like a rock artist, and he doesn't make. What do you call that genre of rock music? Is it pop rock music?
Like pop emo rock. Yeah.
Because I think he's making a way worse form of like what. What's Haley Williams?
Basically, Paramore. Basically, that 2000s rap
like,
style.
Yeah. Like that stuff, like Avril Lavigne shit. He's making a worse version of that. I think objectively, it is a cringy music. Like, I go to Hollywood and like that shit. And I think with Lil Yachty, what people respect is he made a really obscure, niche, underground version of rock music. Yeah. And according to people who seem to enjoy that music, he executed it well.
He did, but it's like, bro, he didn't even. Now I sound like a hater, so I'm just putting that caution out there. Yeah. But like, I know my friend was like, "Oh yeah, this is psychedelic rock. This is the new wave." I'm like, bro, he didn't even play any instruments. I'm sure these are all digital. So like, that's a big factor when it's actual rock. And rock is based off instruments, you know.
Yeah, that's an assumption though. I do not know if he. I don't know. He might have had a huge hand in this. He might, for all I know, he taught himself how to drum. Like I have no clue. I've only listened to it once. I have to listen to it more. But cool for hip hop.
Yeah, it is.
Expanding to see someone like do that. I mean, some would say like Mac Miller's Swimming in Circles aren't rap albums. And it was a guy expanding his stuff. And Boz from Dreamville just released a new single. Yeah. And people were saying that it's mad. It sounds mad like Swimming, but like in a good way. That's cool when these artists kind of get in their alternative bag. Yeah. So I like alternative rock way more than pop rock. Yeah. Like, for my personal ears. I like the atmospheric drums. And that's why I like Travis Scott too, compared to other trap artists, because I like the atmospheric trippy kind of sound stuff.
And he got on that Boz wave. I completely forgot he dropped as well. And I know he dropped that EP, but honestly, it was just a throwaway EP because I was expecting
and that was like popular music. I think this is gonna be more an indie album from him.
I'm excited, man, and hopefully this year continues to just be at the competition like last year was, and it seems like it will be. The Grammys seem to be exciting. We have the Super Bowl for Rihanna, A$AP Rocky, who I am just dying to hear music from. He said Egos.
Yes, sir. A$AP Rocky, he dropped that single. I was a little confused why that was a single.
Only because it leaked. It leaked. It didn't leak. He actually performed it at a concert, and he said, "I'm going to drop this first." I don't know if it'll be on the album, but it's already been so old and it's been played. But I'm excited.
I'll be honest. Yeah, it was a good song. It's not a single. It's way too chill of a song, and that's a deep album cut.
I don't know. I feel like it doesn't even matter anymore.
That's track. I mean, it does for getting people excited. I saw someone tweet this. Like, I feel like people they don't really care about an A$AP Rocky album.
Hey, I don't.
And then maybe they will once
it's been a while.
Maybe they will once it announces. I just don't think people seem to care that much.
Man, they said the same thing about Avatar 2. Right now, it's top 4 of all time grossing films. So I don't want to hear that.
I still haven't seen it. I gotta see it.
Dude, get to work. What are you doing, man?
I saw. Man, I've been.
This guy watched Puss in the Boots, but he's not gonna watch no Avatar 2.
Hey, people who are fans of Puss in Boots see this. They know what's up. I'm talking to you, man. You know what's up. Puss in Boots.
But either way, y'all, if you made it to the end, we appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning in. I will be bumping that A$AP Rocky album and all the other great albums.
I will too. Don't worry. My boy Reggie's all over it, apparently.
Reggie. Yeah. Reggie's nice with it. Oh, yeah, I'm excited for him. But, yo, thank you guys for the support so much. Make sure you always, like I said before, like, subscribe, read the articles. We're grinding out here. Support your boys. Adam, I need a GoFundMe account for them headphones.
This shit's hanging.
But thank y'all for tuning in. We'll see y'all later.
And go birds. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Yes, sir.
Woo!